And then when I was running around looking for the new ruler, I was grasping at straws as I went to this art store of mine that has everything. It's this little esoteric one in Red Bank, New Jersey, where they're pretty great. They have like every like random thing you need, things in different sizes that normal commercial art stores wouldn't necessarily have. Like they had, like I bought a lot of pens and ink from them. I bought, what did I get from them? I got like the specific sketchbook paper from them. I got oh, what was another thing they hooked me up with? Oh, this like little wooden easel thing that I put my mini drawing Wacom onto. Or and I also used it to animate onto because it was a nice little stand. Oh, I also bought, I bought my big drawing stand that's in the corner of my room. You can't see it. It's like a 24 by something drawing board. It's pretty big. It has a little handle like a suitcase. I'd walk around with it. People would see me walking around with it like, ooh, what's he about to do? It's cool. So I'm just glad they didn't close down during quarantine, you know? There was a point like in early March when the whole thing started, they had a sign up that said temporary closed because the our governor at the time shut down certain what they call non-essential businesses, and apparently art isn't an essential quote unquote business, which I couldn't be further from the truth. But unfortunately, in our capitalist society, art isn't viewed as a fiscal commodity, which is unfortunate. But you know, he said he's doing all right. You know, business went back up because you know, and I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? AC Moore did cut. That's the big commercial one. Well, there's a Michaels, but there was a big AC Moore, which was their competitor, and that one shut down during quarantine because they lost sales. So like all the art people kind of have no choice but to stumble into that shop, which is great because I need that place standing. I really do. And when I went in, I was like, oh, you don't have the ruler I need. And they literally had every other ruler but the one I needed. They had these big ass protractors. They had like sewing rulers. They had like those big triangle rulers, like big, like a big one. I was like, this isn't a triangle ruler. This is a shank. This is an acrylic shank. Who's drawing with this? Probably an architect. But I asked. It was like, yeah, do you have those clear, flexible ones? He's like, oh, the one with like the red guides on it. I'm like, yeah, how'd you know? And he's like, yeah, we used to. He's like, yeah, those went by really fast. They're really popular. In fact, I just made a new order in for the store. I was gonna do it last week, but I forgot to put it on. So it's gonna be here in 2 weeks. I'm like, 2 weeks? I'm like, I love you, man. I love you. I love your store. I love your business. Can't wait 2 weeks, bro. I just bought like this ruler, the other Flexa ruler they had, but it's not see-through, which I don't like. I don't like rulers that aren't see-through. Um, but I think that's because just when I was inking in college, when there'd be times where like ink would go deep inside the ruler, or let's say if there was ink on this is a good example. Get a see-through ruler if you use ink or anything wet, because if you get an ink spot stain on the ruler, you don't want to be dragging your ruler around because all you're going to do is you're going to be like brushing skid marks of ink across your drawing, and that's going to fuck up your drawing. So when I see it, I'm like, okay, cool. I take a little handkerchief and wipe it off. Yeah, this ruler's doing all right so far. I'm not going to play with it as much as I did the other one because I'm a little traumatized from what happened the other day. My ruler snapped in between. It was like a twig. It made this terrible sound. Why is this not straight? Oh, I just ignored it. I don't like that. I guess I was like, oh, I wish I'd prefer the texture than the... Yeah, it looks... You can't even see my ruler, but this is not a straight diagonal line. And that's going to bother me, for sure. Sorry, but you gotta get fixed. Starting now. See? Look at that. It's a lot better than it was. There we go. Ah. It's like wiping your ass with silk when you get a nice straight line like that. And I sound kind of OCD, you know, ranting about perfect straight lines, despite doing a very asymmetrical drawing, and all my lines are asymmetrical in volume now I think about it, but I don't know. Something's nice about nice straight lines every here and there. Not all the time, but like just a little bit of uniformity or whatever.